Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I have demonstrated here today that the Labour Party is serious about Portmore. That we are listening to the issues that are affecting the people of Portmore. And I want to say to you that I am a post-independence person. In other words, I born after 1962. Like 50% or more of the population of Jamaica. We have a different perspective on where we want to take Jamaica. Our generation has a different view of the future of Jamaica. And I want you, the people of Portmore, to join with us in building a new pathway to the great future that is in store for Jamaica. I want you to start to believe again that your country can grow. I know there is a lot of desperation, but more so a lot of disappointment and frustration, a lot of disappointment. But as citizens of our country, we can't just throw up our hands and say, boy, I'm not going to vote, I'm not bother, I'm not going to participate. All of the politicians, them are this, and all of the politicians, them are that. Well, they will become this and they will become that if you don't say what you want them to be. And you say what you want them to be by voting. What has happened in Jamaica, and I leave you with the last statistics, and I want the people of Portmore and the young people here to appreciate this point. What has happened to Jamaica is that the bulk of the population of Jamaica, the bulk of the voting population of Jamaica, 2.7 million people in Jamaica, the voters list is close to 1.8 million people. Don't vote. You know what happened? Only 25% of the voters list elect the government. So you have a minority elected government. And who are those 25%? You know, the other day I was in a conversation. Well, not in, listening to a conversation, but I interjected myself in the conversation. Hearing a young lady proudly saying that she no vote. And she can't bother vote. Because only fool people vote because politicians have tricked them up. So she not vote. And I just look at it and say, but look there. She doesn't realize that she has been tricked. The PMP is actually happy that people are not voting. The PMP don't really care about anybody else. What the PMP wants, and they have said it to you, politics is about the distribution of scarce benefits and spoils. So they only need to distribute to the 25% of people who are PMP till them die and not change. They don't care about the other 75% of people. But you know what has happened to labor rights? The labor rights now cost themselves. And the slightest little thing, they nobody come out and vote. And the PMP smile because they only need the 25% to come out and vote. That's it. The PMP strategy is a strategy that has been employed from 1972. They have 12 constituencies that they win by 2,000 votes or more. And they just need to maintain those 12 constituencies. When the election starts, they have 80,000 votes already put out. Whilst the smart people in Jamaica now feel that, you know what, I am really voting when I stay out of the process. No, all you're really doing is creating a one-party state in your country. All you're really doing is good alternatives that could come to life are crushed because they will never find any room for growth in the PNP. No, all you're doing is allowing a one frame of mind thought process to lead your government. All you are doing is leading your country down a pathway of failure. Because like it or not, the record of the PNP has been one of failure when it comes to the management of the economy of this country. So it is time that we break this strategy of the PNP. It is time that young people start to say, you know what, I will not be tricked anymore. It is time that young people say, you know what, it is not the smart thing to stay out of it. The smart thing to do is to get involved in it. Because when you leave it for the corrupt to take it over. And the young people of this country, I know, hate corruption. They want positive and strong and visionary leadership. They don't want the leadership that when you say to them, where are we going? You turn around and say, co-pilot, where are we going? We don't want that kind of leadership. The young people of this country want hope. They want to know that there is something in this country for them to stay. Too often when I talk to young people, they ask me, so where you think, Mr. Holness, should I stay? Or should I try to get my visa and leave? The greatest request now is for a farm work card. When will it ever be that Jamaica is a growing country, a booming country, where people can say, you know what, I want to stay here because there are opportunities here. Many of you will never know this. But yes, the country was like that in the early days. If you talk to the people pre-independence and post-independence, in the decade of independence, they will tell you that when they graduated from university, they had companies lined up at the gate of the university waiting to employ them. No, that is not the case. When you graduate from university, you are lining up trying to get employed, and you wait 4-5 years. We need leadership that can take us back to those times. And I have dedicated my life to bringing us back to those times. Happy days must come back to Jamaica. Jamaica must be happy again. People must feel like they can fulfill themselves here again. And it is left up to this generation now to make the right decision as to who is going to lead us into the future. And it can't be people who tell you that all them care about is poor. I am tired of this poverty thing. It is time now that we take up philosophy, a doctrine, a way of thinking. It is time that we embrace prosperity. We mustn't be ashamed of it. Jamaica Labour Party is the party of greener pastures. We must preach the prosperity doctrine. We want everybody to step up in our life, to make something of themselves. That is what the Jamaica Labour Party is about. And you know what? If you talk to the people of Portmore, then will tell you, we want to step up in our life. And if you step up in our life, you're stepping up in our life with the Jamaica Labour Party, because we are the platform for growth. Love your labor rights. God bless you. Till I see you again.